If you're a big fan of hip hop like me, then most likely you're impressed by one thing and one thing only. And no, I'm not talking about respect for women, responsible financial advice, or reasonably priced cars. I'm talking about money, man!
Money, man!
I'm always excited by the biggest and best, whether that means the biggest chain, the most expensive watch, or the most balling car. Rappers are constantly competing to see who can spend the most on wildly overpriced and rapidly depreciating goods. Having worked in the murky world of hip-hop myself for several years, I realized that there is no investment more irresponsible and immediately worthless than the music video. So at that point, I decided to look up what was the most expensive music video of all time. Drum roll, please. Well, coming in at the most expensive music video in history is this absolute banger from Puff Daddy, aka P. Diddy, aka Brother Love, aka Swag, Victory, with a whopping budget of $2.7 million. I know what you're thinking. Sorry, what song? Yes, it's no surprise if you've never heard of this song or its accompanying overpriced video, because Victory by Puff Daddy peaked at number 19 on the Billboard charts back in 1998. This was the last single from the Puff Daddy and the Family album, No Way Out, and it's particularly notable for featuring two verses from the Notorious B.I.G., which supposedly are the last verses that he recorded the day before he was killed. And it also features Busta Rhymes, who comes through with one of the most irritating and overblown hooks I've seen since Abu Hamza. Now, once I found out about this ridiculously big budget, I got myself into research mode. But interestingly, there actually wasn't that much info out there on the internet about this song, other than the fact that the beat is an iconic sample from the Rocky theme tune, as well as the fact that this song eventually wound up on NBA 2K13 and 2K18. There wasn't too much lore to be had from this song. In fact, it actually took me days to even track down an interview where Diddy was talking about this video. But eventually I did manage to find a throwback clip of Puff Daddy and Busta Rhymes premiering this video live on MTV. Puffy turns up to premiere the video for Victory alongside his badly behaved son Justin Combs. And it's good to see that Diddy's habit of bringing his uncharismatic and spoiled children to interviews is still going strong 18 years later.
You got your mini-me with you.
Yeah.
This guy, this is a clone. This is like the second coming of you.
Your waves are popping, by the way.
Yeah, you already know.
Now, it doesn't take long for a gang of protesters to appear rallying outside the building. I can only assume that they're there to fight for the more humane treatment of motorcycles. Busta Rhymes also turns up later, and he is unusually pissed about the fact that he hasn't even seen the video yet.
He ain't let me see the video yet. What we gonna do about this, man?
Well, you're in the video. I think you have some, you got some pull?
I ain't see it yet.
You gotta be like, Puff, you know, I did my thing.
Well, I ain't see it yet.
Frankly, the whole interview is a mess. Busta Rhymes' phone keeps going off.
Buster, get the phone.
And Diddy stops answering questions when he starts getting hot flashes. Then, for some reason, the entire Bad Boy Records staff show up.
It's a full-blown party going on here. We have a lot of videos out, but we a phenomenon. We history in the making. We the first young black company. This is my staff right here. If it wasn't for my staff.
And Diddy seems to be so excited he has a seizure right there on the spot before snapping out of it and attempting to sexually assault his entire staff in one go. At this point, things are completely out of control. The host tries to rescue Justin from his irresponsible father and proceeds to badmouth him in front of his dad while he waits for child services to arrive.
He's crazy jumping on all those people like that, isn't he? He's crazy.
But turns out taking your eyes off Diddy for 1 second was a big mistake, and before you know it, he's back on the phone making calls. Now, I've got to give respect to the interviewer. He does try to wrestle back control, but before you know it, the guy is literally taking a phone call right next to Diddy's head as he's answering questions.
What's your vision for this video? And I know this is an epic video.
But fortunately, the Bad Boy Records corporate Verizon account eventually runs out of minutes, and there is silence long enough for Diddy to actually answer some questions. Diddy finally gives us his vision for Victory, the most expensive hip-hop video of all time.
It's just a story about if we was in the year 3, if Puff Daddy and the family lived in the year 3000, and how people still be trying to, you know, bring us down, and how we keep on trying to ride to the top. And even more importantly than that, my vision for this is one of my favorite records because it's a duet with myself and Biggie and Busta Rhymes, like my most favorite rappers, and also, you know, my best friend. And I wanted to make sure that I made a video that went down in history. Right. And I feel that this video is gonna go down in history.
Who directed this video?
I don't even know.
He doesn't even know who directed the video.
I don't even know who directed the video, cause the guy didn't tell me his name.
Really?
Yeah, for real. When I was directing, the guy was like, the guy wouldn't tell me his name.
No kidding.
Yeah. So I think that's going to be a big mystery on who directed the video.
Really?
Right, well, fortunately, that was actually one thing I was able to find out about the Victory video through my research. It was directed by a man named Marcus Nispel. If you've never heard of him, that's not a surprise, but he was a big shot video director back in the 90s and noughties, and he eventually transitioned his way to making big budget remakes / ruining classic horror films. He actually directed the remakes of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Friday the 13th, and even the classic Arnold Schwarzenegger movie, Conan the Barbarian. Which is actually interesting because the video to Victory is a homage to the classic Arnie film, The Running Man. And if you haven't seen The Running Man, that's all about a futuristic reality show where criminals are hunted for sport and it's broadcast live as reality television. So turn off the lights, put your phone on silent and drown your kids because it's time to watch the most expensive hip hop video in history, Victory.
Everybody ready?
We ready? Y'all ready?
Here it is, right now, never seen before, brand new from Puff Daddy. Here is the epic video, Victory,
The movie
on MTV Live.
The video starts at a high-class orgy where low-calorie and low-gravity snacks are being served. We then join Puff Daddy, who has fallen on hard times and is taken to living in the rotting-out husk of his old private jet. Some very helpful text appears on screen, letting us know that this story does indeed take place in Earth. But don't worry, if that's too incredibly vague for you to enjoy this video, it narrows that down to the northern region, so Manchester. You can't park your jet there, it's going to get towed. After seeing a few miscellaneous goons run around, we're shown some text on screen that lets us know that he's being chased by the New World Order. My God, Alex Jones was right. This story apparently takes place in the year 3002, so despite Busted's predictions, they're not living underwater, but they still are using pagers. Here we're actually treated to the first and probably only piece of professional acting in this entire video, courtesy of the world's tallest little person, Danny DeVito. I honestly can't see him in anything now without hearing this. Once Diddy realised that he's double parked his jet and can't even afford the clamping fine, he duly blows it up and runs away. He actually takes off running at what we're led to believe is 320 kilometers an hour. Hang on a minute, does that say 320 kilometers a second? Well, that's fast. This video features a lot of sequences of Diddy just rapping in the rain, which is interesting, because if I was being hunted by the New World Order, which I often am, I just prefer to get into a dumpster and keep my mouth shut. As well as rapping in the video, Diddy also gives us an impressive display of his athletic fitness. Seems like everywhere Diddy turns, he is confronted with an enormous fireball, despite the fact that there's nothing flammable in sight, apart from Biggie's verses, fire. This video is also notable for being the world premiere of the exclusive Patek Philippe Nautilus smartwatch, which allows you to check the time, but only through watching episodes of Always Sunny. We also get a good look at the vehicle selection that the New World Order decided to keep in their arsenal: 4 helicopters, 1 truck, 1 motorcycle, and 2 pairs of Heelys. Throughout the video, Diddy makes several impressive displays of his physical fitness, including running away from a truck, jumping over a camera, and jumping into a tight little hole. 50 Cent will be pleased. Hang on a minute, I think I've seen this clip before.
I fell in a hole, man.
It was a real hole there?
It was a real hole.
Let's not forget that the orgy from the start of the video is still going on, where anorexic models are gorging on sugar cubes. That's going straight to your thighs. And to be fair, it looks like Diddy wasn't lying about being able to run 320 kilometers an hour, as it seems that he easily managed to evade 4 helicopters on foot. And he managed to pull that off despite the distraction of the highway spontaneously combusting all around him. I mean, that's what you get when you use cyborg contractors. So now for some reason, Busta Rhymes appears, inexplicably dressed as an angry bird whilst perched on a statue, delivering one of the most obnoxiously aggressive hooks in a song that I've ever heard. I imagine half of that $2.7 million budget went on just hosing down that statue after he was done. After Busta is done, we get a video game style cutscene where we join the president of the New World Order. No, it's not Hillary Clinton, but actually actor Dennis Hopper. Apparently the president of the New World Order isn't actually very busy, and he prefers to just spend his days chilling indoors next to his pool whilst fully clothed and smoking a cigar. Hopper then proceeds to deliver his lines in such an unconvincing way that it probably would have been better performed by Biggie Smalls' reanimated corpse. Then his #1 henchman assures him that he will handle it by immediately breaking the 4th wall. Meanwhile, after losing those helicopters, Puffy decides to take a quick detour to church. Must have been Sunday. Hey, good thing he was wearing that suit. He then gets fully gassed and shoots a couple of mini Busta Rhymeses out of his hands. And Puffy proceeds to spit a verse that's so terrible it makes even Jesus cringe. Then Puffy spats off a couple of more birds from his hand, probably to distract you from his terrible bars. He's then transported to the edge of a cliff where the rain machine gets turned up to 11 and the dignity to -10. Diddy definitely isn't one to skip leg day. As we see, he basically leapfrogs all the way from these rural cliffs back to the city, drying his suit in the process. Continuity, people. He then befriends a feral child for no reason at all. Then, despite all of the magic powers and amazing physical feats that Diddy has managed to pull off in the last 7 minutes, he is finally thwarted by the one thing that he can't handle: a low-angle camera. For some reason, this has everybody at the orgy gassed, even the Winklevoss twins. Duly confused about how to get out of this sticky situation, Diddy decides to loudly ask for advice, and after not getting any, he immediately kills himself. We then see a quick montage of everybody who Diddy's poor decision-making has impacted throughout the course of this video, before a final reused shot of him running down the alleyway is shown to give us an ambiguous idea that perhaps, maybe, just maybe, Diddy survived that fall. And then, in a final moment of triumph, the word victory appears on the screen. Now, I don't know what victory this is referring to. Could this be referring to a victory over the New World Order, which Diddy duly defeated single-handedly? Or perhaps it refers to a victory over the haters and doubters who said that Diddy would never make it this far. Or perhaps it was the simple victory over good taste. I mean, with $2.7 million, how could you possibly end up with such a whack video? I don't know about you, but I've got some serious doubts as to whether anybody could ever get excited by this video. What? Hang on, is Busta Rhymes crying? Nope, turns out everybody loved it. Well, I say everybody, what I really mean is Diddy's army of yes men loved it. Hell, even Gucci Mane called to congratulate him from the future.
Gooch, Puffy's on the phone. All right.
But really though, I would like to congratulate Puffy too. I mean, this thing was filmed in 1998. I mean, it's easy to point fingers and mock this thing as being a colossal waste of money. But let's not forget that in '98, no one had ever wasted money like this before. Diddy was a pioneer in taking the game of wasting money to the next level. And it would be 10 years from this point that the financial service industry would smash through that champagne glass ceiling and show us how to really waste money. So honestly, this is a feat I don't think we should ever forget. So in a true Marcus Nispel style, I have decided to announce that today I'm launching a GoFundMe to crowdsource $2.7 million in order to make a 2019 remake of the Victory music video. And as such, in the description, I've put an open casting call looking for any talent that wants to be involved in this epic remake. And I'm honored to say that we've already received some submissions.
My name is Tonya Ogan, and I'm auditioning for the role as Busta Rhymes for the video for the Trap Hall version of the P. Diddy video.
So there you have it, that's the story of the most expensive music video of all time. If you like that video, make sure that you go to the description and check out the GoFundMe page where we're gonna crowdfund the 2019 version of the Victory music video. And don't forget, if you're talent, definitely go to the description, check out the open casting call and send an audition tape in because we're really serious about making this happen. If you like that video, make sure that you like and subscribe below, hit the notification bell so you can see every single time that I upload. And if you've been appreciating my work recently, definitely go and check out my Patreon account and show some support for the channel so that you can keep things going and keep me increasing the quality and output of the channel. I've got some really interesting supporter benefits in there for you. If you want to see some videos from years ago, before I was actually doing Trap Law Ross on YouTube, I was doing all kinds of other dumb stuff on YouTube. Hip hop sketches, me messing around doing weird stuff. If you want to see that, check out my Patreon. You can get access to a bunch of videos that actually aren't publicly available on my channel. And if you want to support the channel to the next level, go and cop a Trap Law Ross tee. I've got a whole bunch of cool tees and some wall art in the merch store that you will definitely appreciate and enjoy. So, hope you enjoyed that, and until next time, peace out.